What if I told you that nuclear war wouldn't end with the explosions? That the real nightmare begins after the bombs stop falling? Today we're diving into nuclear winter, a phenomenon so terrifying it could literally end human civilization as we know it. And, honestly, the science behind it is more disturbing than any movie. Nuclear weapons would split human history forever, into everything that happened before and whatever survives after. We're talking about hundreds of millions dead within hours, followed by something even worse. A nuclear winter that could kill billions and collapse our entire civilization. So how exactly does fire create winter, and what would it actually look like? Let's find out. Picture this. A nuclear weapon detonates, creating a bubble of gas hotter than the surface of the sun. Everything within kilometers instantly bursts into flames. The explosion creates a devastating shockwave, but here's the terrifying part. This is just the beginning. What happens next is a firestorm. The burning cities and forests heat up so much air that they create their own weather system. Hot air and smoke rise, pulling in fresh oxygen, which feeds the flames even more. It's like the Earth itself is, well, breathing fire. This creates something called a pyrocumulonimbus cloud, basically a supercharged storm cloud made of soot and ash that rockets high into the stratosphere. Under normal conditions, rain would wash this soot away, but these clouds reach heights where there is no weather. The soot just stays there for years. Now imagine this happening not once but hundreds of times simultaneously. In a full-scale nuclear war, up to 150 million tons of soot. Imagine a cube the size of a skyscraper would be blasted directly into the stratosphere. Within days, this soot begins blanketing the Earth at high altitudes. Here's what's truly horrifying. This isn't some sci-fi scenario where the sky turns black. Nuclear winter happens when just a little less sunlight reaches the ground. Yesterday, the world was normal. Today, nuclear winter begins. The soot absorbs sunlight high above us, preventing it from reaching the surface. Winters become much longer, summers shorter and colder, or disappear entirely. Here's the thing that'll keep you up at night. Our food eats the sun. Without proper summers and enough rain, growing seasons collapse. Most of humanity lives in the mid-latitudes, that sweet spot that's not too hot, not too cold, and perfect for growing the crops we depend on. Places like the US Great Plains and Ukraine feed the world. In the worst-case scenario, temperatures in these breadbasket regions would stay below freezing for several years. Nothing grows. The world's food supply just stops. It's actually simple math. Take all the calories we can produce, divide by what people need to survive. More people than calories. Within weeks, you don't have that problem anymore. Humanity has only a few weeks' supply of food stored. Not months, not years, weeks. But wait, it gets worse. Modern agriculture isn't just about weather. It requires fuel, fertilizer, machinery, complex supply chains. After nuclear war, especially if food-producing countries are targeted, these systems collapse too. So, what does science actually say about real nuclear wars that could happen? Let's start with the first scenario, India versus Pakistan. We're talking about 27 million immediate deaths. Yeah, that's more than all of World War I, and it would happen in just a few hours. There would be a mild nuclear autumn, and about 250 million people would starve worldwide. Now, if we look at a regional nuclear war, involving hundreds of weapons, the numbers get even more staggering. There would be over 100 million immediate deaths, and a true nuclear winter would begin. Global calories would be cut in half, and 2 billion people, yeah, that's 1 in 4 humans alive today, would starve. The worst-case scenario is a global superpower war. Imagine more than 4,400 nuclear weapons going off. That would mean 360 million immediate deaths. Honestly, it's like humanity dropping an asteroid on itself. Food production would drop by 90%, and 5 billion people could die from starvation within 2 years. Most of Russia, China, Canada, the United States, and Europe would be gone. Here's the only sliver of hope in this nightmare. Some places might survive. Countries in the southern hemisphere, like Australia, New Zealand, and Argentina, might endure. They'd experience a milder nuclear winter, have livestock that's less affected than crops, and most importantly, they're far from the nuclear weapon states. But even then, they'd stop exporting food, focusing on keeping their own people alive, assuming they aren't invaded by other starving nations. The world would become, well, unpleasant for a very long time. In the worst case, human civilization collapses entirely. Survivors would be thrown back thousands of years, slowly trying to rebuild a world full of scars and graves. The terrifying thing about nuclear winter isn't that it's science fiction, it's that it's science. Real research, real models, real possibilities, all based on weapons that exist right now. This is why nuclear deterrence is so crucial, because in nuclear war there are no winners. There's just degrees of losing everything. What do you think? Are we taking nuclear risks seriously enough? Let me know in the comments below. And if this video made you think, even if it made you uncomfortable, please share it. These are conversations we really need to have. Thanks for watching.